2007, the city of Eindhoven opened a new square in the city center.
Op de een of andere manier is het plein nooit echt goed in de smaak gevallen van de bewoners van de stad. Men vond het al snel een kaal plein.
The Catharina Square reflects different opinions in society about what a square should be and how it should be used, making it an interesting subject for study. This film shows our research into how people use the Catharina Square. We divided our group into two couples, with one couple searching for the answer to the question, what were the design goals and expectations behind the square, and the other couple making actual observations of the use of the square. In the end, we will try to compare the ideas behind the use with the actual situation in order to contribute to the debate. First, let's take a look at the history of the development of this square. Until 2007, there was no Catharina Square. There was only a street. Then, Jo Koenen designed the Catharina Square as a part of the Smalle Haven. The square was designed as a joint of two important routes in the city center and as a point of attraction, stimulating the flow of pedestrians. Except for a water fountain, 3 small benches and a row of trees, the square was empty, making it a possible location to host events. However, the square never really became a success. Every now and then, the water floated across the square, and the shops in the Catharina building never truly became a point of attraction.
Winkeliers en de middenstand en ook het cultureel centrum, Dynamo, daar kwam een soort kracht op gang van dat Catharinaplein, dat moet groeien. Maar de ideeën waren meer verblijfskwaliteit en dat is onder andere meer zitmogelijkheden, meer groen en het zou er aantrekkelijker uit moeten zien. En de gedachte was dat dat een positief effect zou hebben op de verhuurbaarheid van de panden daaromheen en überhaupt aantrekkelijkheid voor bewoners om daar ook te willen zijn. We hebben ook hele gezellige pleinen. Bijvoorbeeld het Catharinaplein. Daarvan hebben we gezegd dat is een plein, het meest recente plein dat we hebben. En dat zou een zondagsplein met een kerk. Maar in ieder geval dat het een sfeer zou hebben van een rustig, misschien wel een beetje Frans lijkend pleintje. Met bomen waar je als de zon schijnt onder de bomen kunt zitten. Dus het idee was, we willen daar een bomenplein maken waar mensen als ze winkelen en ze zijn op het Catharinaplein kunnen zien, hé, daar kunnen we zitten.
Des yeux qui font baisser les miens, un rire qui se perd sur sa bouche, voilà le portrait sans retouche de l'homme auquel j'appartiens.
Now that we know what the municipality's goals and strategies were, it will be interesting to compare these goals to the actual events of use on the square. Since goals like more quality of staying and more coziness are rather vague, we found it helpful to search for certain patterns of use, so that in the end we will be able to check whether these patterns indicate towards the goals the municipality had in mind. The first pattern we noticed is about people sitting in the sunlight. As shown with this time-lapse footage, the sunlight definitely influences which benches people prefer to use. A bench is used more often when the sun shines upon it than when it is located in the shade. However, when there is no sunlight, it is striking that one bench in the corner of the square is often preferred over the others. This makes sense though, when we compare the view from this preferred bench with the view from a lesser used bench. While one view offers a lively image of people, shops and the church, the other mostly seems to offer a dead wall.
In the evening, benches are hardly used for sitting anymore. This does not mean that the square is empty, because now the bikes take over. Not only during the evening, but also already during the day, bikes influence the use of the square. Then there is the pattern of movement. People often take a shortcut over the square. It is striking that many more people seem to walk straight past the square instead of entering the square. This happens both during the day and night. And then there is the empty corridor. People hardly use this part of the square. And so we wondered, when we look at the people that enter the square, what are they doing there?
Yeah, I have to work over there, so that's why I want to. Because I want to
try
around a tree or a pole.
Well, we're waiting for our friends because they're going into a store and we're just waiting here.
I'm here because of her, and yeah, I'm now just sitting and taking a break. We're just back from the Primark and just chilling here.
I'm here because I have a break from work and I like to eat outside. But well, this is the nearest bench, so I sat down and ate my lunch.
I'm meeting my family at the fountain. I left there and I'm meeting them there, so it's a short street.
The observations show that there are indeed people sitting in the sunlight and sitting in the square after shopping. However, they also show that people tend to use the square as a giant bike parking area, and during the evening this seems to become the main activity. Even though the strategies remain vague, to us, these patterns do not contribute to or indicate towards a very cozy square or lots of quality of staying. At the moment, many shops in the square are still empty. A vicious circle this square might never overcome. And so the question comes to mind, should we even try to transform this square into a cozy one, or should we just accept the fact that some squares are meant to be cozy and others are not? Or perhaps we should stop calling it a square.